What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to Hagane. Yes, indeed, Hagane Fans FEELIN YOU. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-bobbidi-bob, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Paul Marks and Home Gnome. They both want to see me react to this song by Hagane called SuperVillan. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, hold everything, this sounds familiar, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Hagane, surprise, surprise, and the video has 131,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. A link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Hagane, SuperVillan, official music video. Wah, wah, wah.
Damn it.
Yeah, there's that word official coming off of their official page. Yep. Look, you know what I'm going to say, so I'm not going to say it. All I'm going to say is we're going to have to just wait and see what happens and hope for the best. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
There are things I'm liking, there are things I'm loving, and there are things I'm not liking. But I don't hate anything. Nothing is just making me vehemently just recoil in horror and going, oh God. No, I'm not doing that, but there are some things that are making me go, why?
Japan, why?
No mixed feelings though about anything. It's either very clearly I love it, I hate it, or I dislike it. You know how I feel about effects on vocals. If you're gonna throw vocal effects on to vocals, especially when you have a vocalist who can sing as well as she can sing, let's be honest, when she's doing her clean singing, no vocal effects, it sounds good. It sounds really good. There's no need for vocal effects for her. Okay, let's be clear. So you're gonna put vocal effects on her vocals. There has to be a reason for it. There's gotta be some purpose behind it. Is it for storytelling? I don't know. That may very well be the case. To add to the delivery of the story being told within the song, that is a possibility. But if they're just throwing vocal effects on just for the sake of throwing vocal effects on, with as good as her vocals are and as good as they sound, I question that. I really do. I don't like it. There's got to be a reason for it. There has to be. It isn't because her vocals are lacking. They're not. The vocal effects are not helping her voice or covering up, a lackluster vocal performance, because when she does the clean vocals, she sounds fine. She doesn't need it. So there's got to be a reason for it, right? Or is it just vocal effects for the sake of vocals? See, I would have a problem with that. I would have a huge problem with that if that's the case. I hope it's not. I understand the chorus is the hook, and I see why. We're in E, for starters, with a little bit of a major feel to it. Not completely, but in the vocal line, there's definitely some major integers happening in there. It sounds good. I could see that being the hook, absolutely. And that probably, for the majority of listeners, they're probably going to say that the chorus is the hook. As songs traditionally have it, that usually is the case. The thing is, I see the chorus being the hook, but I gotta be honest with you folks, the verses. What's happening instrumentally in the verses, that's what's really sinking its claws into me, boy. I am digging the verses way more than I'm digging the choruses. Now, maybe part of that is because the verses are in D, my favorite key. That's very possible. But I also like what's happening rhythmically with the subdivision work in that key. I like it. I really like it. As a matter of fact, I'll go a step further and say I love it. I love the verse. The digital. Yes, it's there. I see it. Yes, it is taking the lead. I absolutely see that. Am I a fan of that? Not necessarily. But it is being backed up by everybody else in a way that makes it sound a little more even than it really is. Clearly, that digital synth line is in front. There's no denying it. But the guitars and bass and drums are right behind it. It's not like there's this clear gap. There's not this huge gap in dynamics between, the analog instruments and the digital line. They're very close together. And the digital line is not always there. It does get taken out, like in the chorus. So is it there? Yes. Am I a fan of it? Not really, but I understand the need for it for the song. It's their thing. It's what they're kind of known for. I remember having it in the other song as well that I'd done a reaction to. So I get it. Not a fan of it necessarily, but I get it. I do like the fact though that in the mix, the other instrumentation is literally right behind it. So it's okay. It's fine. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much where I stand on the song so far. We still got another 4 minutes to go. Let's see where this goes. Ooh, that double kick. I like that sustain coming out. I like that sustain coming out. That's nice. Just holding that note. Let it ring. Let it resonate. And I can hear, while it's fading, I can hear, I believe that's acoustic guitar coming up in the mix. They are going with the crescendo against the decrescendo of the solo. I like it. I like that transition. I love the fact that for the guitar solo, they switch gears to a different key. They're not in D, they're not in E, they're in F sharp. I've always appreciated F sharp. It's not my favorite key, but it's like my third or fourth favorite key. I kind of flip-flop between the two. D is my favorite key without question, hands down. B is my second favorite key, hands down. I flip-flop between E and F sharp being my third favorite. It really kind of depends on the song and the direction of the song, I guess. F sharp to me has always come off as a very aggressive sounding key. A very, for lack of a better word, a very angry key. It's a very one-dimensional key. Try to write a ballad in F sharp. You could do it, yes, but it's gonna have angry, at the very least, it's gonna have angry undertones. You could write a ballad in F sharp, yeah, no problem, but it's gonna come off as angry. I promise you. I like F sharp for that reason, because it does have that aggressive feel. It does have that angry feel. I love F sharp for that reason. And seeing them transition into that for the guitar solo gave the guitar solo a very aggressive stance. It gave it a very aggressive feel. I liked it. I also like the fact that the guitar solo was not one-dimensional. She did not just sit there and rely on sweep picking, sweep picking, sweep picking, sweep picking for 30 seconds, you know? She showed, granted it was there, the sweep picking was there, hammer-ons and pull-offs were there, sustains with vibrato were there, bends were there, tapping was in there. She was multifaceted throughout the entire solo. She was not a one-trick pony, and I absolutely appreciated that. I also appreciate the fact that we had the drums going on back there, showing off some great rhythmic patterns, showing us some great double kick work. Oh my goodness, the double kick work was fantastic. Basic guitar filling out the sound, keeping the song moving with the drums, along with the guitar solo. Everybody did a fine job during that guitar solo. I don't have a single complaint about that guitar solo. Even the length. Yes, the guitar solo was a little elongated, but here's the thing. It wasn't boring. The time didn't drag. Because she was showing all those different techniques, showing off her versatility and her technique to boot, along with what was happening within the drums, I was never bored. Never, not for 1 second. I thoroughly enjoyed that guitar solo. So I have no qualms with it whatsoever. Let's see where they go from here. Hold. Bring it down. We'll bring it up. Nice. See, she doesn't need effects on her voice. I like her voice, just natural. Halftime feels nice. It's great. Yep. 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 Favorite reaction of the day so far. I got one more after this, but out of the prior 6 reactions I've done today, this is number 7. This is my favorite. This has been my favorite, hands down my favorite, without question. I thoroughly enjoyed this for a multitude of reasons. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Hagane with SuperVillan. This was a request from Paul Marks and Home Gnome. Yeah. I can't hide it. I have no poker face when it comes to stuff like this. No, I absolutely enjoyed myself, without question. I thoroughly enjoyed this. This was my 7th reaction of the day. I got one more after this. But out of all the reactions I've done up to this point, this being number 7, this has been my favorite today. Absolutely, without question. This has been the top dog. Now, I don't know. We're going to be doing one of those hockey player. What's the name of the title? We're going to be doing Hockey Players Are Awesome Part 3. We're going to be doing that next. And you know how I feel about those videos. So it's going to be tough to beat that. But as it comes from a music standpoint, from a song standpoint, oh no, this is tops. This is tops of the day without question. It's pretty obvious, I think, that I enjoyed myself with this. I had a really nice time listening to this. It was very enjoyable. So I think it's going to come as no surprise that on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that an 8.3. Yep, 8.3. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, an 8.3. What does that mean? Well, an 8.3 would translate to a great scale rating, so I think overall this was a great song. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and an A- letter grade. So there you go, an 8.3, great scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. I'm gonna start in a weird place. I'm gonna start with the stuff I didn't like, just to get it out of the way, because honestly, there was only like 1 or 2 things I wasn't a fan of, but let's just knock them out of the way and get them over with. The vocal effects. Look, you know how I feel about vocal effects. If you're gonna have vocal effects on vocals, there should be 2 reasons for it. 1, it's going to contribute to the song in a positive way from a storytelling standpoint. It's going to help show and diversify different voices, different characters possibly within the storytelling of the song. That's number 1. Number 2, you need the vocal effects to cover up inadequacies within the vocals themselves. And I'm sorry, but I just didn't see the need for them, especially from the second part. Her vocals, we're going to get into it more in depth, I'm just gonna say for right now, her vocals did not need vocal assistance. It really didn't. It didn't need those effects. So maybe, possibly, from a storytelling standpoint, maybe those vocal effects were necessary to differentiate between different characters speaking their lines within the course of the storytelling. Something tells me, though, that's not the case. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I can't tell. But as it stands right now, I am not a fan of those vocal effects. They did not add to the song in any way, shape, or form that I can tell. And to be honest with you, it was more of a distraction than anything else. So, yeah, not a fan. Absolutely not a fan. And even looking at it objectively, I don't see the purpose. The other thing I wasn't really a big fan of was the digital lead lines that they would throw in there. Now, I will say this, they weren't overused. You only heard them in a couple of spots in the beginning. The first couple minutes of the song, they were there, definitely making their presence felt. After that, though, after about the 2.5 minute mark, it disappeared completely until the end. And then in the end, it came glaring right back again, boy. Blaring its way back into the picture like a fire truck, man. It was just wow, like a siren. I mean, it is what it is, and I know that's kind of what Hagane is about. I know they utilize, from what I've been told in the comments, they do utilize those digitals quite a bit. When you got great guitar players like they clearly have, I don't see the need for it. I really don't. But it is what it is. It's what they're gonna do. I'm just not a fan of it personally. So anyway, that's out of the way. Now, let's talk about all the things I did enjoy. Let's talk about all the things that I feel made this song great. For starters, chordal progressions. Didn't matter what key we were in. Okay, well, I'm gonna kind of blend these two together. Between the chordal progressions and the modulations that they would do with those chordal progressions, I really liked what they did. Starting on D, moving up to E, F sharp for the guitar solo. I mean, they weren't just staying. The whole song wasn't in E. You know, how many bands will do that? Well, they'll play the entire song in a single key. You know, I mean, yeah, they'll move around notationally within that key, but it's still the same key all the way through. We had several modulations to this song, and here's the thing, they made it smooth. They made it feel like just smooth as glass. When they would transition, it wasn't jarring. It wasn't like you got rear-ended. You know, it wasn't like, bah, what was that? Who hit me? You know, it wasn't that. It was just, oh, okay, now we went from D to E. How cool is that? So smooth. It felt nice.
Nice.
Really nice. I enjoyed those. I really enjoyed those modulations, especially in the guitar solo, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But from his songwriting, purely songwriting standpoint, from a chordal progression standpoint, everything made sense. The transitions and the modulations were really nice. I had no issue with anything. The rhythmic patterns that they came up with, the subdividing work that they came up with, and the verses, very nicely done. Vocally, I gotta get to her. I'm sorry. I know I should be waiting further in, but I have got to talk about her vocals. Man, her vocals on this were nice. They really were. Showing some really nice range, some great tone. Her pitch. I know it's a studio recording. I know it is, but even then, her pitch was spot on. Everything sounded fantastic from her. I had no issue with her. I really, again, going back to the vocal effects, do not know why. Would you imagine if they got rid of the vocal effects and just had her sing cleanly? I think it would, honestly, to be perfectly honest with you, I think it would have sounded better, but that's just me. Let's talk about the other individuals while we're here. The drumming, wow. That double kick during the guitar solo, and when she kicked in that double kick, holy smokes, she was lighting them up like Christmas morning, man. She really was. It sounded so good, and it built. That's the thing. It didn't go from 5 miles an hour to 80 miles an hour. No, it accelerated as far as its impact and the drumming itself. Not from a tempo standpoint, but from a fill standpoint, from a execution standpoint. You know, starting off with the single kick and then, you know, doubling up a little bit and then going to the double kick, but at a slower subdivision, and then going into double time with that, and then going into quadruple time with it, to the point where she had the double kick going really quick, but clean, super clean. Her fill work, her patterns that she came up with for each section of the song, very distinct. It never felt like the same thing. It just really nice job in the drumming overall. Bass and rhythm guitar, I'm gonna lump up into one. I think they all did a really good job. I don't know if I would go so far as to say a great job from the two, but what they played fit the context of the song. They filled out the sound, they filled out the bottom end. The bass player did have a couple of moments where she did kind of stand out a little bit. That was really nice, but nothing that I would say was great, but really good across the board from both of them. I have no complaints. They did exactly what the song needed them to do. Lead guitarist. Can we talk about that guitar solo? My goodness. It was diverse. It was clean. It was engaging. It was entertaining. It took us on a journey. Maybe not to the extent of someone like for say example, David Gilmour. I wouldn't go that far, but she definitely understands how to get the most out of her guitar and being as diverse as possible with it. Her guitar solo did go for a while, if I'm being honest, it did, but here's the thing. It may have gone on for a while, but I was never bored. It did not feel like it dragged. It did not feel like it went on for too long. Did it go for a long time? Yes, it did. That's just a fact, but it never felt like it though. Her guitar solo was outstanding. Honestly, the highlight of the song. For me, it was. I see the chorus being the hook. I do, and I know 99.8% of the people in the world who hear this song are gonna agree on that and say that the chorus is the hook. For me personally, the verses were the hook. I loved the verses, the rhythmic pattern, the fact that we were in D, my favorite key. I know it's biased, but you know, sue me, I'm human. But I love the key of D, and I love the fact that that was in D, and the rhythm patterns, the subdivision work that they came up with in that key were fantastic. The last thing I'm gonna talk about, the length of the song. It was long. It was 6 minutes and 46 seconds, right? It was. That's a fact. I mean, all you have to do is look at the timestamp and you'll see it's a 6 minute and 46 second long song. It didn't feel like it. It felt like 5 minutes. The song flew by. I loved it. I would absolutely listen to this again. And no hesitation at all. I would absolutely listen to this again. And I will be adding it to playlists for sure. Driving, but I gotta be careful because a song like this, especially on those verses, I could see myself speeding. And during the guitar solo, I could see myself speeding as well. So I gotta be careful. But yeah, driving around town, lawn drives, my lawn drive playlist. Yes. Gym. I don't know. Maybe I might. You know what? I would be willing to throw this on the gym playlist and give it a chance. I don't know if it's going to stay there. As a matter of fact, I'll even take it a step further. I doubt it's going to stay there, but I'm willing to give it a shot. You know, absolutely. But for sure, the driving playlist. Oh yeah, it's going on there without question. So this was fun. This was a fun listen. It was a nice song. Very well done. I think overall it deserves that great score of 8.3, and that is exactly where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have an 8.3, which is a great scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score. I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.